Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1522.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about new home and mortgage demand dropping. We've seen home builder sentiment nearing the lowest level since the pandemic as uncertainty plagues consumers. Buddy Hughes, NAHB chairman and a home builder from Lexington, North Carolina, said buyers are increasingly moving to the sidelines due to elevated mortgage rates and tariff and economic uncertainty. To help address affordability concerns and bring hesitant buyers off the fence, a growing number of builders are moving to cut prices. In a June survey, 37% of builders said they had cut prices, the highest share since NAHB started tracking the monthly metric 3 years ago. That's up from 34% who reported cutting prices in May and 29% in April. The average price reduction was 5%, which has been steady since last year. Robert Dietz, chief economist at the NAHB, said rising inventory levels and prospective homebuyers who are on hold waiting for affordability conditions to improve are resulting in weakening price growth in most markets and generating price declines for resales in a growing number of markets. Given current market conditions, NAHB is forecasting a decline in single-family starts for 2025. So home builders are having a rough time, and a lot of that is due to mortgage rates. The average contract interest rate for 30-year fixed mortgages with conforming loan balances of $806,500 or less decreased to 6.84% from 6.93% last week. But weak consumer sentiment is weighing hard on the housing market, and potential homebuyers have been pulling back. Applications for a mortgage to purchase a home fell 3% last week, compared with the prior week, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association's seasonally adjusted index. Volume was still 14% higher than the same week a year ago. Joel Kahn, vice president and deputy chief economist at the MBA, said, mortgage rates decreased last week, driven by financial market volatility caused by current geopolitical conflict and ongoing tariff uncertainties. Even with lower average mortgage rates, applications declined over the week as ongoing economic uncertainty weighed on potential homebuyers' purchase decisions. When we look at applications to refinance a home loan, which are usually the most sensitive to interest rate moves, they declined 2% for the week, despite interest rates dropping a little bit. They were, however, 25% higher than the same week a year ago. Kahn said refinance activity declined for both conventional and government borrowers. VA applications, however, bucked the trend with a 2% increase in purchase applications and a slight increase in refinance applications. The overall average loan size at $380,200 was the lowest since January of 2025. And then we had news that Fed Governor Christopher Waller said he doesn't expect tariffs to boost inflation significantly, so policymakers should be looking to lower rates as early as July. In a CNBC interview, he said, I think we're in the position that we could do this as early as July. That would be my view, whether the committee would go along with it or not. In his remarks, Waller said he thinks the Fed should cut rates to avoid a potential slowdown in the labor market. Waller said you'd want to start slow and bring rates down just to make sure that there's no big surprises, but start the process, that's the key thing. We've been on pause for 6 months to wait and see, and so far the data has been fine. I don't think we need to wait much longer because even if the tariffs come in later, the impacts are still the same. It should be a one-off level effect and not cause persistent inflation. Other officials have been reluctant to cut as they wait to see what longer-term impact Trump's tariffs have, primarily on inflation but also on the labor market and broader economic growth. However, when we look at the futures markets, the pricing indicates that traders think there's no chance of a rate cut at the July 29th and 30th meeting, and they're predicting the next move to come in September. So we'll wait and see and report back to you how all that turns out. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.